Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, in this class we will discuss about crystal lattices and unit cell. So before going to the main concept, we will see the answer for the previous assignment. See, the first question is, why are solids rigid? See, the answer is because solids have strong intermolecular forces between the atoms or molecules or ions. That's why always the solids are rigid in nature. Second question is, why do solids have a definite volume? So because molecules in solids are in fixed position and are close together. Although the molecules can still vibrate, they cannot move from one part of the solid to another part. So we know because of this, there will be always atoms or molecules, they will be fixed position and they are very close with each other. That's why the solids have a definite volume there. So the third question is, why is glass considered a supercooled liquid? Because glass is amorphous solid, they have a tendency to flow. That's why they are called supercooled liquids here. Fourth question is, ionic solids conduct electricity in molten state but not in solid state. Explain. In a solid state, ions are held together by strong electrostatic forces and are not free to move about within this solid. Hence, in molten state or in solution form, the ions are free to move and can conduct electricity. The fifth question is, what type of solids are electrical conductors, malleable and ductile? So you know that the metallic solids are electrical conductors, malleable and ductile in nature. So now in this class we will discuss about crystal lattices and unit cell. So what is meant by crystal lattices and unit cell we will discuss now. Crystal lattice. Crystalline solids have a regular and periodically repeating pattern of constituent particles here. So the diagrammatical representation of three-dimensional arrangements of constant particles of a crystal in space with each particle depicted as a point is called crystal lattice. There are only 14 possible three-dimensional lattices are non-Bravais lattices. Very important to know here. Each point in lattice is called lattice point or lattice site. So it's very important. Each point in lattice is called lattice point or lattice site. So each point in a crystal lattice signifies one constituent particle which can be an atom, a molecule or an ion. Lattice points are joined together using a straight lines to identify the geometry of the lattice. You can see in the picture the lattice point, it may be an atom or ion or molecule, and there is a two atoms are joined by straight line. So that is also they mentioned here. So this is a crystal lattice. Okay. So at each corner the atoms or molecules or an ion may present. Okay. And this is called lattice point or lattice site. Okay. And the two atoms joined together, that is by straight line. It is joined by straight line here. Okay. Remember, this is the lattice point. Okay. The lattice point, it may consist of any one atom or ions or molecules. So the unit cell, what is meant by unit cell? A unit cell is characterized by its dimensions along the three edges A, B and C. These edges may or may not be mutually perpendicular. You can see in the structure A, B, C in second picture, okay, the A line and B line and C line, they may not be mutually perpendicular with each other. Second point is angles between the edges A, that is alpha, between B and C. You can see the alpha angle between B and C, beta angle between A and C line. Okay, you can see the beta angle between A line and C line, and even gamma, that angle between A and B. You can see the gamma angle between A and B. Thus, a unit cell is characterized by 6 parameters, that is A, B, C, and angles are alpha, beta and gamma. In first picture you can see the what is unit cell. Unit cell means there are 4 points. Whatever the 4 points are there, that is called the unit cell. And lattice point also you can see that may be atom, molecules or ions, and the straight line joining 2 lattice points. Okay, this is all about the unit cell. So in unit cell, the primitive and centered unit cells, they characterized into 2 categorized. One is primitive unit cells and centered unit cells. So what is mean by primitive unit cells? If the constituent particles of a crystal lattice are present only on the corner positions of a unit cell, is known as a primitive unit cell. Okay, you can see the picture, that is a primitive unit cell. Okay. Next one is centered unit cells. When a unit cell contains one or more constituent particles present at positions other than corners in addition to those at corners, it is called a centered unit cells. Again, centered unit cells are of 3 types. First one is body centered unit cells, second one is face centered unit cells, third one is end centered unit cells. So we will discuss one by one in detail. First one is body centered unit cells. A unit cell contains one constituent particle, that is it may be atom, molecules or ion, at its body centered besides the ones that are at its corners. You can see in the picture, so that is one unit cell, and in each corner there is atoms or ions or it may be molecule is present, and one atom is present at the center, that is a body centered unit cell. So you can see here, so this is one unit cell, this whole it is called the one unit cell. Okay. Here if one atom is present at the center of the unit cell, that is called the body centered unit cell, BCC, it is called the BCC. Okay. So this atom, it may be atom or molecule or ion, it is present at the center of the unit cell. Okay. The next one is face centered unit cells. A unit cell contains one constituent particle present at the center of each face besides the ones that are at its corners. So you can see they all, that is a one unit cell, one unit cell is there, and each faces is having one again atom, it may be atom or molecules or ions. So you can see here, so this is one unit cell. Okay. So here there how many faces are there? This is one face. Okay. This is whatever the first one is there, this is one face. Okay. And behind one more is there, the second face, and this side third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. So right at the each one atom is present in the each faces of the unit cell. So here one face, one atom. So here one more. Okay. The down one, here side one, here and here. Okay. And front one and back one is also there. This is the front one and this is back one. Okay. It means 6 atoms or molecules or ions present at the each faces of the unit cell. That is called face centered unit cell, FCC. Okay. That is called FCC unit cell. Next one is end centered unit cells. A unit cell, one constituent particle is present at the center of any 2 opposite faces besides the ones present at its corners. You can see in picture there is 2 constant particles are opposite with each other and they are present at the bases, okay, besides each other. So you can see here, so this is 1 and this is 1, okay. This is a end centered unit cell, okay. Remember all the base, and first one is body centered unit cell, okay, face centered unit cell, and end centered unit cell, okay. So body centered unit cell means only one constant particle is present at the unit cell, okay, at the center of the unit cell, like here, okay. And face centered unit cell means the constant particles are present at each of the faces of the unit cell. There are 6 faces are there in the unit cell. At each faces one constant particles are present, and end centered unit particles means at the beside, like here 1 and here 1. This is the end centered unit cell. So in all there are 7 types of primitive unit cells are there. The first one you can say cubic structure and tetragonal structure, orthorhombic structure, hexagonal structure, rhombohedral structure, monoclinic structure and triclinic structure. These are all, there are 7 types of primitive unit cells. We will see what are the possible variations, axial distance or edges lengths, axial angles and examples here. So we will see one by one in detail. First one is the cubic structure. So possible variations are primitive unit cell, body centered and face centered, and axial distance or edge lengths are A equal to B equal to C. All the lengths will be equal here. And axial angles also, if A, B, C are equal, then even alpha is equal to beta angle and beta is equal to gamma angle, that is 90 degree, means they all are perpendicular. So examples, for example you can take sodium chloride, zinc blende and copper. Next one is tetragonal. So the possible variations are primitive and body centered, and here the length, edge lengths are A equal to B, but B is not equal to C here. But here the angle alpha is equal to beta and beta is equal to gamma, that is 90 degree. So for example, white tin, SnO2, TiO2 and CaSO4, calcium sulfate. So the next one, orthorhombic the crystal. Here the possible variations are primitive, body centered, face centered and end centered. Here all the edge lengths are not equal with each other. A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C here. And even angles are, all angles are equal here. Alpha is equal to beta, beta is equal to gamma, again it is 90 degree. So example here, rhombic sulfur and potassium nitrate and barium sulfate. Next one is hexagonal. The possible variations are only primitive unit cell, and here edge lengths are A equal to B, but B is not equal to C here. So even angle are alpha and beta are 90 degree, but gamma is 120 degree. Examples you can give here, graphite and zinc oxide and cadmium sulfide. Next one is rhombohedral or trigonal. Here possible variations are primitive. Axial distance or edge lengths are A equal to B and B equal to C. And here angles are alpha equal to beta equal to gamma, but it is not equal to 90 degrees Celsius. All the angles are not equal to 90 degree. Rhombohedral or trigonal. Here possible variations are only primitive and all the edge lengths are equal with each other, that A equal to B and B equal to C. So axial angles are alpha equal to beta equal to gamma, and all these are not equal to 90 degree here. For example, you can give calcite and that is cinnabar, okay, HGS, mercury sulfide. So next is monoclinic. So possible variations are primitive and end centered. Here edge lengths are all are not equal with each other. So, A is not equal with B and B is not equal with C here. And the axial angles are alpha equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree and beta is not equal to 90 degree. Examples are monoclinic sulfur and Na2SO4 10H2O, that is a hydrated compound. Next one is triclinic, and possible variations are only primitive and all the edge lengths are not equal with each other here. A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C, and axial angles are all not equal to 90 degree here. Alpha is not equal to beta, beta is not equal to gamma and also is not equal to 90 degree. And here the potassium dichromate, okay, copper sulfate is with water, and H3BO3, okay, boric acid. So, these are the examples for the triclinic. So, in next class we will discuss about number in unit cell. Okay. Thank you, Sai Ram.